That is Edric Cash and Fly 9 Noriega. They're on right now. We're about to bring them on. So if you have any questions, if you want to chat, go ahead and feel free to send me a message, and we'll talk online. We'll talk over the stream, all right, my folks. So I'm about to bring them in because they're here waiting for us. So once again, this is Kicking It Live with BCW. We're Kicking It Live with BCW. Tonight we have Paid in Full. Paid in Full, right? Paid in Full.
Oh, talk to him. You already know.
You already know. It's a pleasure to have you guys here.
Now
I know
we just wanted to correct you real quick. That's Edric Cash for the people that dash.
My bad. It's gonna be the last time, so don't worry about it.
It's all good.
We got it straightened out. No worries. But like I said, it's paid in full with Fly Night and Edric. We welcome you to Kicking It Live, and we're platforming it tonight. You're all over social media, Facebook, Insta, YouTube, all the platforms. So they know that we're online. If the guys want to chat, they might ask a question or two. I will show you up. I will ask you, and you can answer. And if you want, if you don't, then you let them know. Because we're Kicking It Live. We're just flowing with the conversation.
Let's do it.
All right. So, talk to me a little bit about yourselves. Why I'm asking you, because I don't really have that connection with you as of yet. I know we've met in a previous promotion, which it won't be named. It was here and there. Which I didn't really get to talk to y'all because I was just roaming around doing my thing and taking pictures and all what I could do. But that's how we known you, how we knew you about. And now that when Coach Eric, the Professor Eric, told me that guys that y'all were coming on the December 10th, I was like, I have to have these guys up in our podcast. So tell me about yourself. Talk to me a little about yourself. Talk to me.
So for those I've been training since I was about 15 years old doing this wrestling thing. This was like the dream that I kind of like stuck my teeth into, and like this is everything for me now. I started training when I was 15 out in Cheshire at old PWA. That was like the first years of wrestling, and I had to take some time away after high school and stuff to kind of like get my mind. I turned 18 and got out of school, and when I got back to CT in about 2009, was like lost in what I was gonna do because I wasn't around wrestling that much. And then Test of Strength is like the new school where everybody's at, man. So come down to Test of Strength and like see what you got. So this is kind of all I've been doing throughout the pandemic, and just trying to keep myself busy doing a dream for me to be doing this. You know, everybody has this wild dream of being a wrestler, but treat themselves as a brand and want to do this every single day for the rest of their life. So
what about you, Edric? What got you here? What got you in this industry?
So for me, I'm a couple years older than 9 years older than 9. So I can honestly say and confidently say 4 generations of professional wrestling. It's my mom, and I was with my dad like from then into now. So cope at 18 months, and luckily my dad was just surfing through the TV when he stopped that wrestling, and I remember it like it was yesterday. The first 2 people I seen, Mean Gene Okerlund and Ultimate Warrior, at 18 months. Like, in that, who is this strong man, and why is he so? I want to be like him. Fast forward time, COVID happened. I was in a rut where I really didn't know. I seen some inspiration from people that just got up and decided that they wanted to take, and I decided to do the same thing. I walk through the doors of test of shit. And that's what it is.
So yeah, we kind of both grew up in that field or in that environment, growing up with WWF back in the decades, right? Now WWE for the new youngins, or way back WWF. I'm from that decade too, my brother. So don't. I'm from that decade too. I grew up watching the Ultimate Warriors. I grew up watching the Hulk Hogan's, the Andres, the Iron Sheiks. I grew up watching all that. So that's what got me into that's what got me into here. The love of the passion, though, the that time, the storytelling where they had you in the corner of the seat telling you like what's going on, what's next. And I like that field, and that what got me that common parents. My dad grew up watching me, but I also grew up watching like the Puerto Rico promotions, all these other promotions, and the Carlito Colones and all those people. So that's what got me into it, and I appreciate that we all got that in common. That's what brought the love in us. You know what I mean? And what about you, Noriega? What was that? What gave you that passion?
For me, when I first discovered wrestling, I was maybe probably like a year old. My dad had SmackDown on, and we used to play wrestle when I was a kid. I used to time, but I didn't really have my dad in my life until like I was like 18. But my uncle would be home very late, and so the first thing he turned on when he got home was Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. Watching SmackDown like 07, and Batista and John Cena are the guys on top for me growing up. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, and especially that era of that time, it was like the transition period. People were starting to, get behind the scenes with it, but I believed it. It was real. Like real. That's why I believed it. When people were trying to like steer me the other way, I'm like, nah, I believe what they're doing. On the edge of my seat every single match I'm watching. It's like, what's gonna happen next? As a kid, I loved that.
Hold on for a second.
like
I'm sorry. My 5-year-old is at the door. Hold on for a second. I apologize.
You're right.
Where them questions at, man? Yo, PaidNFull is in the building.
Ain't live like us.
Man.
Papa's doing his business. Papa doing his business.
She wanna ask PaidNFull.
Sorry about that, folks. My 5-year-old and the wifey and all that, and how it is, the family life where they always tend to interrupt in a sense, but it's all good and dandy. But like you was talking about, it's like I guess we all have that in common as our folks, our parents, and involved in a sense. And I remember like watching, sitting at the couch, and my dad telling him, go change the channel. I gave you my age right there. There was no remote back then. So it was like, and I remember watching it black and white, man. But it's awesome, to have that and to know that we got that, at least and gotten that in common, in the sense that there's that love for that passion for the industry has been there for a while. It's been there for a little while, and but you mentioned test of strength, right? That's how you got in, and that's what brought you in, both of you in, right?
Yes, sir.
So how was it? How was that feeling?
He came in around 2020 in the midst of like probably like a year, as like seeing him work. We were at different levels at the time, so I'm putting to find out what I'm gonna do singles tag wise, because I still wasn't on the marquee. By the time I finally got bookings and I was finally getting my and everything like that, I always wanted to go back and bring somebody in. Edric bust his ass at training every single Tuesday, Thursday, 6 to 9 is like seed with me. Give a little bit of that taste of what I'm getting now to somebody who isn't necessarily way. So I wanted to at least get back to my peoples, because when I was down and out and I was floundering like 9 years and who I really am as this character, because it's really not a character, it's me. So who I was and who I really am as a person, I'm like, yo, bro, do you want to come out to the curtain, make this thing happen? And we made sure we got the green light. We was green lit. What was doing is just authentic and just trying to be different than what people have already seen on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. That's why everything we do, we try to do it, you know, in a calculated way.
What brought me to the TOS doors. I have a mutual, I won't say friend, but that I sometimes train with by the name of Sammy Diaz. I've known him. So he basically told me that TOS is where I wanted to take that step. My first feeling walking through I'll tell you like this. When you come to this dojo, especially if this is, and you hear people training, you're going to hear flesh, you're going to hear bones, you're going to hear fat, and you're going to have no idea what you're getting yourself into. I felt like all this hope and all this dream I had, do I really, for the first couple months, it was rough. I didn't know if I wanted to step back through that door, go to work. My body feels like I got hit by a train. But I wanted other people that's doing it that want it as bad as I do. So how can I not? And damn near 2 years later, you see PaidNFull making moves. It's like organic. Everything you see that we do is organic and natural. Nobody writing us no scripts. We're gonna pull up to your promotion, and if we know, because that's what we do. Like I'm forget political talk. We're gonna be real now. Like
let's be real. Let's be real.
Everybody out there know that's following us. That's following the whole Northeast. Y'all know the family. But when we show up, we show out, and we get the job done. And now you see it. But I just had to let that be known, because I don't get to say much. I fall back. You know what I mean? But yeah,
yeah, ready to show BCW, aren't you, man?
Listen, as soon as we got the word right now that y'all wanted us to walk through your threshold, I was like, man, let's get this money. Already. It is what it's sorry.
It's all good. That's what we want. That's what we want. We're BCW, man. We're BCW. We're there for our logo says, if you see our logo, it says we are BCW. We eat, we sleep, and we wrestle. So you know, so that's who we are. You know what I mean? And it's great, you know, to see you guys have that enthusiasm coming in through that curtain, and we expect that enthusiasm for those that come in through that curtain, because you know, it's we try to hype things up, and we try to bring that to the crowd in a sense, and we have that crazy fanatic too, that fanatic in ourselves that are behind us, and you be hearing them, and it's a different, it's a different vibe, you know, it's definitely a different vibe and all. But how was that for you, Fly Nine, when you got into the ring the first time, or for both of you, when you got in for the first time? How was that vibe? And when you took that first bump, when they the first clothesline that you took, how was that? We're talking about your first match ever, though. We're not, you know what I mean?
Well, my first match ever on shows was last October. And when I was told what I was doing initially was I was going to be working in a battle royal for last year. R.I.P. to my big bro, Big Jen. Anyways, that show was when initially I was in the battle royal, and the GM called me. He was like, listen, we got to upgrade for you. You're going to be working in the tag. Douglas and one of his students, Barnaby Combs. And I was teaming up with Jay Brick. So I was like, all right, I'm excited. I'm happy as all hell. The fan in me is going crazy. I'm excited to be finally on the show. Hey, I'm sitting here trying to figure out what I'm going to wear as gear. And when I find, oh, man, bro, I'm sitting here looking at the crowd. I'm like, oh, this is different, you know, because I'm used to doing training matches, but where the crowd the crowd is live with you. It's a completely different atmosphere. It's like, remember everything you're supposed to do in the ring, but when you're actually there, it's like you got to soak that up because this is the first looking out there, and I'm like, this is it. Like I'm happy inside. I'm trying so hard not to smile, be biting, trying to avoid, breaking that said character. But being in the ring it's a different experience.
So my first time out was night to the ring, and first of all, it's like walking through that. From my perspective, you're no longer the regular you. I've never had the power of control like how I did the first time. So it was kind of new for me, quote unquote, an a-hole that I'm supposed to be, and getting the reaction it felt wonderful. It prepared me for the next time I was able to step out. Now I know how to handle the crowd, and it's like every time it's a new experience, a new learn from being on the outside. You know what I mean? Like it's different. Yeah, it's different, man. That's all I can say. Tell you something.
I know the feeling because it's unexplainable sometimes.
I am so emotional in the locker room. Like I have to take the time and go back in the corner and thank the blessings that I've been given. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it's plain as
it's a surreal feeling sometimes walking through the curtain because sometimes I'll be so turned up to the live action, and sometimes I feel like I'm about to pass out at moments because I'm that loud moment right then and there. I get the butterflies, I get the jitters, and I'm like, holy shit sometimes. And I have to remind myself that, like, this isn't a job for me. This isn't just a feeling. It is said with a booking, but for me, I'm actively living my dream. And I remember that.
Karen just said, love me some Nye and some Edric.
All love. All love.
Shout out to my boy Josh, man. I see you out there, baby.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Now, that's one of my day ones. That's one of my soul.
That Josh, Karen, we love you. Thank you. I mean, and she's one of our faithfuls too. She's done a lot for us, and we appreciate Karen as well, and Josh, of course, too. Can't wait to see Josh in the front row with you guys and see how he interacts with you guys.
That's my homie. He's gonna throw him up, and he's gonna try to dap me up every time. That's my homie.
I never question without a question.
Respect.
And we ain't handing out mid. Trust me.
But now it's like it's crazy too. Oh yeah, this is what she just responded to.
Love.
Sorry. Yeah, no, that's what you responded. So I'm gonna see if I won't. Yeah. Whoever pops up now, I just put it on the side so y'all could see whoever pops up too. All right. But let me just take care of that really quick. Nah, man. It's great. You know what I'm saying? It's great, especially having Josh and having those special people in the ring, in the audience that, they hype you up too. Josh is one of them that will hype you up like crazy. But not,
it's more or less,
go ahead.
I was at like the very, very, very bottom to see the success, hard work that I put in, being, recognized by the faithfuls like Karen and Josh, and, you got Kincaid, you got OG Fogman, you got all those people that are, wow, now you put in the work. Same with Edric, we put in the work day in and
No, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Karen. We can't wait for our show too, especially to see Fly Nine and Edric in the ring. Have them in the ring, we'll see all those folks. Thank you again, Karen. So tell me about yourselves. What is y'all been doing around? I know with the pandemic, But everything else, I know y'all been in the ring, right? Y'all been showing out in a couple shows, and how has that been? How far have you traveled, or how far have you gone?
The farthest I've gone up so far, I've done Rhode Island shows, Massachusetts shows. This Sunday, I'm topping it off. We PaidNFull going for the Invictus and United We Fight. PaidNFull is popping out there. So right on CT, Mass, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, and then New Jersey. That's about to be 5 states right then.
I'm still making my runs. The farthest I've been is Mass, but yeah, the the geographical map for
Tapping
me.
into the gray areas. That's what I like to call it. Opening up that map. You ever play GTA 5?
Of course, of course.
Yeah, you uncover it, and then your map's open. You know what I'm saying? It's a different.
I know this is a common question for a lot of the folks, but where do you see yourself down the road? Well, I know we all want to be in those big leagues. I know that. Yeah, I can't deny that. But it's like, where do you see yourselves like down the road, like 2 or 3 years down the road, or even further down in this industry?
2 to 3. Well, PaidNFull is still gonna be rocking out, no doubt about that.
PaidNFull everything.
But 2 to 3 years, I'm trying to make venture out farther. Try to hit the Midwest side. Just try to expand and get Fly Night and Eat Your Cash. Tap into different promotions and just try to get our name out there. The more exposure, the better for it.
So I am and when people say think 2 steps ahead, right now for me it's not about, it's all about and this is for me, it's all about making his way no matter where I am in this industry. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to be big league, satisfied being on the industries for my whole on the indies my whole life, as long as I'm supposed to do to make the fans and the supporters happy. That's the main goal for me. Like, because I am still a fan, but I once was a fan sitting in those crowds, so I know what to expect. Any opportunity that I'm given or we giving it our all. And when the supporters see us, and they'll be like, damn, those 2 right there, they gave us our bang for our buck. That's what it is for me, man.
And OG told us, max out any opportunity, you get the best out of it.
So, WWE ain't plan on having us. Just know we giving it
every single time.
real talk.
So that's real talk right there, man. I'm glad,
I feel like this is the most politically correct we've been. We have not thrown up one middle finger. I feel like we've given guys a nice,
being respectful.
But this is just kicking it live. We want y'all to be you. Don't be afraid, man.
But
we want you to be you. We don't want you to be pretending not to be you. You know what I'm saying? So we're kicking it live. You do as you want. But I'm glad. You know what I'm saying? And I know the feeling. Going behind the curtains, and I know the feeling because I had that on the first show, and the first time ever I stepped through that ring, I was in the ring and I went through the curtain. Not in y'all sense, but it was still a great feeling, especially when I was hearing those words, BCW. That drove me. I almost started crying in the ring. I had to cover my face. But it was that pop, that specialty, So I know where y'all guys are coming from, especially you, seeing it from both sides. As a fan, even you, Fly, seeing it as a fan, and now that you're in the ring, is a total different. Is a total different vibe and all that. But we were talking about the Ultimate Warriors. We were talking about all those characters. What is your Mount Rushmore? Like, who are your favorite 5 that you personalize yourself with? Who you chase with, or you want to be like? Oh, I know this is kind of a weird question because I like to ask everybody because everybody has different opinions. You know, my favorite, my Mount Rushmore is not your Mount Rushmore in a sense, but so let's talk to me.
My four, gotta go with Eddie. Go with The Rock, Shawn Michaels, and then The Undertaker. That's my four.
Off top, without no questions asked, it's my boy. I true fan of Owen Hart, love him, and this is in no particular order. Number one. Second, I would have to say Stone Cold. Third, Flair. Fourth, Taker 2. Like I said, no particular order except for Owen. You know what I mean? But
So you can't take nothing away from Owen, my brother. You can't take nothing away from him. He was great in that ring. He was definitely great in that ring. He brought emotions that you will never see it again. Just like Eddie. Eddie was one of those that made you cry, made you swear at him, especially when it's talking eat, cheat, sleep. You know what I mean? So he will make you cry in those emotions, and that's what I like about that time. Unfortunately, there's not much that could do that in these times. Unfortunately, you know, but that's my opinion. It's not yours, but it's my opinion, you know, and I say this all the time. We'll say it all this time. Yeah, it could be controversy. It could be whatever it is. But one of my top five inside the ring, yeah, I can't take nothing from him. But outside the ring, y'all could tell him about anything y'all want because we all know what he did outside of the ring. But he was known as one of the four the horsemen, the crippler. I mean, inside the ring, he was a man. But I know outside of the ring, he did his thing. So that's whatever. For right now, I don't want to
Can't
bring
take
that up, but
outside the ring, his in-ring work was immaculate, bro. Everything looked believable. Take your head off.
I don't know anybody that looked more ferocious than him to do his thing. Like, and yeah, Benoit and time for, but yeah.
But before that, I mean, it was like the Andres. You know, we're talking about Andres and the Ultimate Warriors, and oh yeah, Macho Man. He was one of my favorites too. But I mean, these are like now, like these times. We all know Bray Wyatt is there. We all know that Roman is there. I mean, but it's really hard to say that they're all. How can you say it? That the brand is bigger than who they are. WWE is bigger than who they are. But to talk about one of those people that the brand is not bigger than who they are, that's what you know they made it. You know, and like I said, everybody, I hear them slamming each other back there. They're training.
Would it be better if we fix that, or are you good? Like,
I'm good, my brother. I'm good. We know that just by doing this, we know that you love your craft.
Man,
you see what I mean? Though, like you walk through these hallways, it's people getting hurt, man. Like stretched, bleeding, sweating. It's real, man.
No, I appreciate that. You know why I appreciate that? Because I know that you guys maintain yourself. You know, yeah, continue training, and one of the things about being in the ring is being safe. No matter who you are, no matter if you're a heel, no matter if you are babyface, it's about maintaining yourself. Be safe in that ring, and I know lots of cats. They're all over the place, but they're sloppy as hell. I'm sorry. And they don't train, and they're all over the place, but they don't train. They think they're bigger than the craft, and I don't like that in per se, but and I appreciate that of you guys, especially when y'all told me that you'll be in training, I'll be taking this time to be on BCW, taking this time. I appreciate that, but especially being in the ring all the time, and that's cool, my friends. That is really cool right there.
Hey, you said we could cuss, right?
Feel free.
We say
It's 8:40.
We say, but we'll fuck you up. Don't get it. I'm small, so I gotta
Okay.
whoop your. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Hey, what about you? The same way too, Fly? So you're the same way too, huh?
Hell yeah, man. For me, as much as I can, because for me, wrestling is like what I live and breathe by. We'll like toothpaste or something random in a grocery store, and I'll manage to like translate. It's crazy. Like I work 7 days a week on a moving truck, so and most of what's on my mind is wrestling. How can I hit this wrestling move differently? How can I transition move differently? You know, it's just a million different ways, thoughts just running through my mind off it. It's not like a light switch I can flick on and off. It's literally what I live and breathe by. It's crazy at the same time, but it's what I want to do at the end of the day. My bread and butter.
Which is another thing that I like to add. Like 2 years, and the journey has been wonderful, but a full-time job as well. So you can only imagine going on with your brothers and your sisters, you know, making the towns and then clocking in. How do you get all of this out of your mind if you just had a beautiful weekend of professional wrestling and you not understand and don't get what you've just done? It's like being in Metropolitan. That's where they from, right? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, playing it's unsurreal. Like,
When I'm working with them and stuff, they'll be like, "Yo, nah, how do you do this wrestling move?" And I'm sitting there trying to explain the proper way, and they're like, "What? Goldberg ain't do it like that or something like that." Like they tried to, and they went backhand. I'm like, "Oh, chill! Like, you better hurt me!" Like, I'm trying to show you the right way of understand it, because they're casuals. The casuals, they don't know nothing different about it. You know what I'm saying? TV. So for me, the person that's trying to get on TV and make this a living for my, explain it to them in a way that, oh, okay, this is different for you. You understand it. I had to learn how to balance being a fan and being a student of the game. Every time I'm watching wrestling, the fan behind me is like, oh, let me get in this, and then see what they're doing, how they transition into what they're doing, and make this shit look believable on TV.
I want to tell some of you people something out there. Told me that this is not ballet. Just because you see us doing what we're doing out there, and you performing and taking the moves that we take, don't think that we're on clouds. Respect what we do. Because if it was easy, every plain and simple.
Sometimes those bumps are crazy though. Sometimes those bumps hurt as hell. Especially when you get those nasty hits and your head rebounds off the mat. But now, my brother, I understand that, and I appreciate that you said that.
That apron and land on cement and tell me how you feel in the morning. Mm-hmm. All right?
Of course, man. Of course. You know, so what y'all prefer going? But yeah, I know you prefer being faces or heels.
If you don't like me, you don't like me. I go out there and I'm being myself. So if I'm not doing high flying moves, then you might like me. I'm the flyest in the room. I don't necessarily jump, get that reaction out of you. I could get the reaction the same way somebody is gonna do this by being on the ground in the ring. You just gotta work differently. So if you're gonna call a heel, I don't really see the difference or want to be called either. Myself out there, because think about it, the people that are booing me, they're booing me because one, in the ring, they're jealous of how I look or the way I'm dressed.
What Holmes said, you see when we come to the ring, we dripped out, we fly, we come from, you either gonna like it and respect it or you're gonna hate it. So, and when we step through that curtain, you either like how we get down, you like the drip, and relate. That's it. Like, what you seeing from nobody doing what we doing, nobody approaching the game how we approaching it. We dressing our way. We getting in your face. We getting in your favorite wrestler. We're mush taking a face. We'll do whatever we got to do to get our respect. And if I want to wear Versace, if I want to wear some ill shit, then and you either gonna like it or you're not. But you're not gonna do nothing about it.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's it right there, huh? That's it. Now,
It comes down to the
on our card, I know there was some previous briefs that you had to fly with some other people that we have in our promotion. And I heard the last match that you had was with somebody in our promotion. And now that you're going to see him again, what do you think was going to happen?
Who is the name drop?
Sunset.
Sunset Sissy. That's crazy that you even mentioned his name. You thought we forgot Sunset? R.I.P. Sunset.
Bro,
we put him on a t-shirt.
To an NFT just for you, baby. I need like 50K, baby. Real talk.
The beef with Sunset, man, it's done, bro. Sunset, I ain't seen him since I whipped his ass on the 16th at Empire Pro. So off rip, I don't know, being, all lovey-dovey up with his wife, hiding behind her. He ain't being a man. He ain't, addressing the problems like I am, bringing it straight to him on social media. I literally keep it a buck every single time I'm on social media. I move as a brand. I treat myself as, I got to just keep it a buck. So with Sunset, it's nothing, bro. We go way, way back. So far back that my family knows his family, and shit intertwines. So
I love the fact you're repping your shirt, though.
Listen, man, I'm gonna have to go one of these in the mail.
Now listen, I poured out a bottle of Henny. If that don't show respect, then what else will? Like, I poured out Henny, and I poured out. I mean, like, come on now, come on, man.
Nah, man, I can't wait to have you guys over there. Not because of that, just to see you guys. I didn't hear you what you said though.
I said Sunset wants no smoke with PaidNFull. Not at all. Time you know it, we gonna be smoking a Sunset pack by the end of the night.
Who else you got? Who else? It's a lot of people out there that got something to say about PaidNFull.
I got the Sunset problems, man.
Oh boy, we ain't even gonna go. They gonna bring the other dude up, man.
That other dude washed up.
You know who you are, man. You know, bro. You know
who else
who you are. And if people been following, if you've been following us on Twitter, then you already know who we talk about. We ain't dropping no names. We ain't none of that.
No plugs for you.
None of that.
But now we have, I don't know, our main event. I know our main event is different. You probably heard of BD Cruz, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm familiar. I am. I'm not sure about Egypt, but I'll do.
We have a few cats that are from the New York area, and we have a couple of them coming down for our show. I mean, it's great to have all these types from CT, Mass. We have somebody from Rhode Island. We have people coming from New York, and it's great to have all these wrestlers, local wrestlers in our area to show our brand, to show our craft. You know what I mean? Whether if you're heel, whether you're not heel, whether you're babyface, it's just the fact that we're all under one roof, showing who we are. You know what I mean? And that's for the fans in a sense. But right now, like, what is other than BCW on December 10th? What you guys have?
So this coming Friday, I'm at Paradise Alley. Is me teaming up with Greg Baylor, somebody I've been affiliated and associated with, for taking on Mark Alexander, Money Mark, I'll give him his flowers. And on top of that, we got that bum, Mills Hendricks. That's Friday night. In New Jersey with Invictus Pro and Tested Strength doing United We Fight 2.
Possibly.
We gonna be there.
We
there. We
in
there.
Y'all around, huh? Y'all around.
The 21st, we got the actual King of Paradise tournament, which declares, the King of Paradise. And, you gonna shine that crown up real good for your true royal flyness. You're true, man. They're sleeping on me down there, bro. Can you imagine if they call it me? So just put the title on it, give me that label, the stamp of approval, then by all means, it's gonna be me that's king. We're gonna have king. Eat your cash up here too. I'm not just I'm winning it for PaidNFull.
Hey, yo, wait till y'all see my celebration dance once they shine that crown up.
We got to see that, man. We'll see if we get to see that.
Elia Marco Polis. I'm not 100% sure how to say his last name. Big match I got coming up on the 22nd for UFO.
Yo, I saw actually one of your videos, and I saw you call is that your finisher?
Which one? The curb stop or the DDT?
Well, yeah, the curb stomp. Is that one of your finishers? That your last one of your moves? Mm-hmm. You have a name for it? We all know it's a curb stomp, but what do you call it?
The Annihilator, baby. Get annihilated.
What about the DDT? Yo, hold on for a second. Look who's responding.
Who's that? Oh, yeah.
That's
what
my
up,
man, Josh?
Yo, what up, Josh? Hey. What up?
That's my man Josh right there. But nah. So what? How do you come up with? How do you start using the curb stomp as your finisher?
So I used to fuck around wrestling, and for me it was something that I was like, I'm just mesmerized by this move. Do so many different things off of just running up and stomping somebody's head into the mat or the ground or whatever or the land is per se. But I've always wanted to, brought me into the game, and I used to love watching Seth Rollins and doing the curb stomp. Back then, it was different, It's innovative, and for me, I always want to have to, be different when I do my curb stomp. I'm not trying to step up and land on lay that shit in. I'm running, I'm stomping, and I'm putting all my might into that, and by the time
put his head through the fucking mat like that.
But now that DDT was a nasty one. I don't know who it was against, but that was a nasty DDT. In one of your videos.
Bloody Money, baby.
What do you call it?
It's a tribute to the rapper Noriega, where I get my last name. One of his top tracks is called Bloody Money. And once I put two and two together right there, paying homage and being able to establish that. Who that right there? What's up, gangster?
They're saying, what's up, man?
It's PaidNFull in the business, in the building, everywhere.
So no, yeah, man. Do you have any moves that you're gonna pull out in BCW that nobody has seen before, or just gonna keep it? I saw that. I saw that.
You're gonna see.
What happened?
But you never know. My nemesis, my arch rivals could be tuning in to get the drop on me. I can't let that happen.
Hey, only moves we're gonna be making is them shmoney. I need to be worried about some shmoney moves.
Nah, I mean, I'm just asking, you know what I'm saying? But but now, man, so other than all this, I see you have a full calendar. You have a full calendar, and I heard that, I know you are talking about working full time as well. How is that for you guys? Working full time and then coming into training, and then you have your shows coming up. You might have family. You have definitely have family lives, and you have people that probably support you behind the scenes. How is that? How is that for you guys? How does it feel to, or how is it?
You got to learn to adjust and expect the unexpected at all times.
Mm-hmm. It's an adjustment on both sides. My bad.
No, like,
like, I'm a family man. I mean, I got kids. I have a number of hats I have on: dad, boyfriend, brother. And with all that, it's still tough to get me time. Then I have to sit down and build with my mans right here to figure out the next move. And that's every so yeah, adjustment is really big, but told us if we wanted that bad, we're gonna make it do what it do.
You was talking about moving, right, Fly? And I always see these boxes, and sometimes you feel like doing some of your moves on those boxes.
Man, that's what got me strong, bro. So like, Dirk ended up putting on a lot of weight. I ended up getting to be like 220. So moving up everything, like, and I was hands on everything. Every big piece in the house, I'm picking up. That's kind of where I try to base most of my moves too. Is like, if I could pick this big piece of, I shouldn't have a problem picking up this dude or that dude down over there. It's something.
And dump you on your fucking head. Sorry.
No, it's Josh that said something for you guys.
Yeah, Josh, you gonna see me at PAPW tomorrow, bro. Don't see me down there.
No, it's like my bad. No, the same one. I just pressed the button. Definitely, and how about you? I know you be practicing moves. As
Definitely. We're telling stories. We're planting seeds. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing I can tell you guys is to stay tuned, because you never know what might happen and when it might happen.
So you guys like telling stories, right? That's what the business is about, all about stories. And it's something that we have to bring back, because unfortunately not all promotions do that. They just think that just by putting two matches together here and there, they have a card. And it's something that we have to bring back. I know I'm kind of controversial on that point, but I'm always going to be controversial because I believe in storylines, and it's not just about sticking two people together and just pull out what you have to pull out. It's just about that story. And I see you guys are the same way in a sense, and I love that about you guys. And so tell me about more of your storytellings and whatnot.
Well, when we first started, us being students of the game, we already came into this with the notion and the thought that anything that we do has to make sense. We focused on longevity. The teachings that we have make us focus on longevity and make us focus. We had the opportunity to train with Loki at our training day, and one thing he told us in a nutshell was to make sure that we make sure we keep that important. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't just taking anything we're given. We're welcome for the opportunity, but it got to make sense if we're gonna make it. But yeah, like, it has to make sense.
Yeah, Loki is another good cat, though. He's a great wrestler too. He's another one that makes it look really crazy in the ring.
Keeps it a buck every time.
I don't know how anybody else, or I don't care to think about him. Wasn't there. What I know is that for the couple hours we had him 100% straightforward, he trained us to and he respectively gave us our props, and we his props back, man. Shout outs to Loki, man.
Who else have you seen yourself? Who else have you like other wrestlers out there that we all know? How many others you've seen around?
Being chilled with, like, they love us out here, but I left.
So last year on my birthday, we was up at a show in Melrose, Mass, and I'm chilling, and Myron Reed from MLW comes up, and he, bro, you ever heard of Matt Travis, the dude from New York? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, you kind of look just like him. The first time I heard that, so when he came up to me, he was like, yo, bro, you reminded me so much of Maddie. I wanted to give you a shit, and we started chit chatting and shooting the shit, and he was like, yo, during intermission, bro, like chatting, like we ended up getting to know each other and shit like that. And so like that's somebody right there that like I'm making a living off of doing this wrestling shit, and he spread some knowledge to me, and at least some type of go ahead and idea of what I should be able to do on my own, doing it for me. Yo, bro, do everything yourself, bro. Nobody's gonna do this shit for you in this business. Edit your own merch, design your own everything. Just do you. Don't let anybody else take anything away from you. Another person I met, Enzo. When I met Enzo at a show, this was probably like a couple months before I debuted doing shows. He was like, if you're gonna do your own way in this business, don't let nobody, try to control your narrative per se. Just do you. Keep it a buck. So I try to, stick to the ones that their names known, got notoriety behind them and shit like that, and keep going and doing my own way, doing it the original way, being authentic and just different and innovative. Copy what Joe Schmo's doing down the street. I'm trying to be Fly 9 and how being Fly 9, not stealing Shawn Michaels shit or from anybody. Everybody takes something from somebody, but try to take it and do it differently. Stealing your homework. If me and you are on the same test and everything, and you give me the answers and stuff like that, I'm gonna put a little bit of my own flavor on it and freak it, so it's different. To be known for doing every single thing that I've done in the ring, it was different. It was A, B, C steps that we did. I want to try to make sure everything is different.
So I hear you guys talk about mentorship. Y'all believe in mentorship, especially in this industry? Like mentoring others, like you guys were mentored in some way or another. Like you were just talking about like your advices and whatnot. So y'all believe in that stuff too, like mentoring others and into the industry?
Only if they take it serious. I'm straightforward. I ain't got time for the bullshit. I tell you, I'm a student of the game. I've got like thousands of hours of shoot interviews game. Like, so when dudes like him or even inside of the ring decide to put their life on the line to perform, I'm not giving you no mentorship if you don't take it as serious as I do or as he does, or same bumps or willing to take the same bumps, then yeah, that's how I feel about it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Got to put in that hard work.
So what do you tell those that are joining? What will you tell the newbies or like the youngins that are trying to going into the industry? What will you tell them? What advice would you give them?
An OG told me when I was right before I started, like an OG told me, slow down. And if you feel like you're going, too fast enough, slow down some more. Try to soak in and soak up each moment you have in that. You can hit somebody with a move, and the crowd are just so hot for that thing you just did with that spot. Now you just lost them. You could have had a bigger reaction, but you decided to then just letting the crowd eat. You'll hear that through training, like let the crowd enjoy that moment.
One thing, and this may sound contradicting. So I apologize. As much as I say I am a student of the game, one thing I also it made me humble myself that I had to forget about what I thought I knew about the game. Saying you walk in there with the mindset that you know what's really in it, and you find out you don't know shit. I mean, so your intuitions, but stay open-minded enough to learning. I mean, you're never gonna stop learning in this industry. Never gonna stop.
And you'll still learn. No matter what, the learning tree or the learning aspect could always learn something from somebody.
And I do want to say one thing, because I didn't get to say this prior, and I was kind of excited about this. I
Let them know.
Had some pretty interesting conversations with them, but I'll just leave this group of people right here at one time. I happened with some OGs, some legends in the game. I got blessed to be sitting. We went up to an event up in, I want to say, Gloucester, Mass. Correct. But at that event, I walked in the locker room was Frankie Kazarian, Matt Cardin, Brian Myers. Now, these are dudes that I've watched as coming up, and just to sit there and be a fly on the wall and just actually being the boy or one of the boys and not a fan, shaking hand, knowing the tutelage that I come from, I do wrestling guys, you know what I'm saying? What more could you ask for? You know what I mean? So that's just one of them, and I'll leave that where that is right there, man. I love this business.
And speaking of to the
happy birthday to the OG, man. Happy birthday.
Gotta throw our respects out there.
Happy birthday. No, so tell me, where the guys, where will your fans find you on social media? Tell me about your social medias. What else? Where can they find you at?
Find me on Instagram at official_fly9, on Twitter, real_YouTube, Fly9 Noriega. Same with the Facebook. You can find me Fly9 Noriega on there.
My social media handles are 60. That's EASYCASH860. I'm Facebook, Twitter. Come find me.
You heard it, my folks. Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, they came from them. That's where you go find them. I appreciate you guys for coming on. I know you guys are training, and I know you guys wouldn't want to go back. So I appreciate you guys for coming on, and thank you for taking your time. You know what I mean? And hope to see you soon, December 10th at Crown and Glory. I want to see you guys, and we want to blow off the roof, right, my folks? We want to blow off that roof of that city stage, and I'm fun to have you, and I'm like I stated, I'm glad to have you guys in BCW and be in our show with us, and hopefully everything. Well, I know everything will turn out fine, and it's gonna be a great show for you guys. And thank you. I know you guys are training, and I know you guys want to go back to training. Thank you.
Thank you for the platform, man. Appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you, brother.
Not a problem, my folks. And then somebody said something right now before Josh.
Oh, birthday to the OG, Killer Walski.
So thank you again, my folks. Like I said, we are in Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Insta. We're all over the place, and great to have you guys. And we'll talk to you guys later. And thank you, a round of applause. Thank you for coming and kicking it live with BCW. December 10th. You'll find Paid It. You'll find them at City Stage. Thank you, guys.
You already know.
thank you guys for showing up and being with us. We're done for the day. This is Kicking It Live. Like I stated, they will be on December 10th. December 10th and Crowning Glory. You'll get to see them there. Thank you guys, and you have a great night. Until next week. Thank you. Goodbye.